Sprinkler so that they hear the sprinkler, just so they hear it and don't get concerned. If we're out on the trails, who knows what they'll hear in the backyards as we walk by. Okay, if they do get sprinkled, I know the boys will like it. Yes, it looks like Veda just got sprinkled because he's shaking his head. It's a bit windy, but it feels really good. You see all these sprinklers here where the ground is yellow come on at around noon, run for about 2.5 hours, and then by an irrigation control, we turn it off because that tank behind me is down to 1,000 gallons instead of 5,000 gallons, and we can't take a chance that it will empty. Then we give it about 4 hours to fill up again. And that's, of course, based on whether my well is consistent, and it has been for years. And in the evening, you see where it's green here, and it's not as sunny. So it does irrigate here for another 2.5 or so hours, but you can see that the grass is able to revive after being mowed with my flail mower. And I'm hoping with repetition in due time, this side of my pasture will go green again, or if the economy becomes more stable, I will invest more money to add another 5,000 gallon right there tank on a concrete pad so that it can be filling, my well can be filling both tanks, and I could let it run, I could program it to run in the night. The reason I don't do that is because from all my decades of experience with horses, they tend to get in trouble at night. And I didn't want a bursted irrigation pipe in the middle of the night. I think that if I have enough water and enough tanks, I will feel confident to allow these sprinklers, especially on this side, to go again, let's say at midnight for a couple, 2.5 hours. And that will be my goal for this year or next year. Trying not to shake. As you know, I'm 81 years old, and my hands do shiver. And here come the boys with Tavis and Alma. And they're just, you can see, they're just going on a walk like a dog goes on a walk. Now, when we get them to pull a PVC log, each of them, we'll do it in the smaller training area. Then we'll go into the back pasture and do it there. And then when we're sure they're okay on pulling a small PVC log, we'll come out to this big pasture and we'll film it. So please subscribe to Urban Alpaca Girl Show and watch our shows as we get to our behavioral objectives. Okay, now one of the boys is resisting, but Tavis pulled him on and he said, oh, okay. See, I don't think they're minding this at all. I mean, if a neighbor dog came and started barking at them, they might be minding it. Good. Let's just aim back for the training area. See, this is the gate opening that they get to use in the winter when that small gate opening gets too muddy. It was, of course, a little bit more difficult to move these panels open and close than it is a hanging gate. But we do what we need to do to give them happiness and safety. Tavis, do you see this leaning pole? We got to figure out why that post is leaning.
Concrete.
I'm not even sure why it's there over the years, but it'll be on the list to deal with. As a matter of fact, I'll go up there since I don't have an animal that I'm leading and just see if it's loose. Nope. No, it definitely has to be removed from this pad. It's a concrete pad. Now this is the kind of thing I'm going to do with families who want to bring their family members to enjoy and work with the alpacas. And I'm going to ask for donations. And donations to a 501c3 are tax deductible from taxable income of the donor. And of course, we're tax exempt as a 501c3. And we can use the donations to do some more things with our alpacas for our community. And being that the ranchos has this 20 lineal miles of trails all around it that cannot be closed and cannot have motorized vehicles, it's a perfect place to have these events. And just to remind you, where are we ultimately going with all this training? Not to pull PVC logs. That's just an exercise to get us to hitching the boys up to these two carts and driving them by sitting on the bench on each cart, driving them with drive lines to pull the carts where we want them to go.
Yeah, because it's getting too...
Okay, now let's go watch the untacking in the small area. Remember, small area is very important when you're first working with alpacas.
Hey, good boy.
Otherwise, they'll run away from you. This can be frustrating.
Good boy. Come here. Come here. Okay.
He's spitting a little bit. If we had another person, I'd have them standing there at his hip.
Good boy.
Yeah, so that he can't swing around like he did. It's his nature to do that.
Good boy.
Okay, now let's see how we get the other makeshift harness off.
Good boy.
Yes, his ears are back.
He's looking at me so intently.
Yeah, he's listening.
Good boy.
Okay, Mom, now what?
Good boy. You're being so good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, boy. Good boy.
Okay, and that's going to have to come off because of the way it comes on by lifting a leg. Be careful, Mama. Good,
Yeah.
that was better.
Good. Good.
Okay.
I didn't even see that. Okay. Good.
And that one, yeah, he's just lifting his leg. It's stuck to his toe, but I think we're okay. That's it.
All right. Come
Okay, one more halter. And then
here. Boy.
I'm pretty sure they're going to go straight for the blue wading pool. Got it?
Yeah.
Which is, you can't even see it. There's so many weeds over there. It's over there.
You want to go to the
We
water?
just give them the pleasure of spraying them with the hose and filling the pool even more.
Yeah. Good boy.
Good. And I'm going to walk over and watch while Tavis puts the tack away. We just keep the tack out here in a covered can. And then make sure all the gates are open, Tavis, that are usually open.
Come on, boy.
They know they're done with their lesson now. School is over for the day.
Alpha. Hey, boy.
And as you probably know by now, alpacas always poop in the same place. That's their poop pile. We have spread all of the alpaca manure that we've collected in the last couple of years on my site where we're planting carrots this year. And I am applying to NRCS for a high tunnel for that site, and they're coming out next week to approve it. It's a grant for a high tunnel kit, and we will be planting our own carrots here on this property to use for the livestock in a high tunnel.
Good boy. Come on, Alpha.
Now let's see if they're going to go to the blue wading pool.
Alpha might.
I'm going to walk over there carefully because if they do get excited and start running, I don't want to be in their way. Are they aware? I know that Beta's looking at me with his left eyeball. Oh, and Alpha is now peeing on the poop pile. First things first, Mom.
Yeah. That's for sure.
We'll probably meet again Thursday or Friday. Today is Tuesday. As the weather gets warmer, we may be scheduling to meet earlier in the morning. Recall that last winter we'd meet at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because the boys would be done being out in the big pasture and it wasn't dark yet. And the weather was about as good at 3 o'clock in the afternoon as it was in the middle of the day. We're just trying to stay variable on scheduling. Now, is he going to go? Are they going to go? Looks like Alpha is going. There he goes. Beta has to check out the poop pile. And there goes Alpha, doing what they like to do after school. Yep, Beta decided to poop on the poop pile. Oh, and now Alpha's getting sprinkled and he loves that.
There you go.
Beta's still peeing on the poop pile. I'm wondering if he'll go to join his buddy Alpha for a sprinkle. My guess is he will. But he's still peeing. I'm just going to stand here and let him choose. Looks like he's done peeing. He's got one fly on his nose. We could put fly masks on, but then we have to take them off at the end of the day because I don't like them to leave them on at night. And I'm hoping that even when it gets warmer, the boys will seek shelter where the flies aren't hovering. Okay, here goes Beta. That was my prediction. He's looking around. Now he's going to eat some grass, as is Alpha. And I'm going to walk closer behind him. Let's see if that inspires him to go to the blue tub. So he seems to be distracted by grass, but he can now step in the blue tub. It's about 2/3 of the way full. It's his choice.
There you go, baby.
And this is their back pasture over here. They spend a lot of time here at night. And I have cameras all over the place here where I can watch them with lights on and night vision cameras. And if I get a notice from my camera that something is moving next to shed 2, I go and look at what's moving. It could be the turkeys. It could be a neighborhood dog. Or it could be the boys themselves. And if I can't find them on my cameras, I come out here with a cell phone in the hopes that if I fall down, I can call somebody to help me get up. My best girlfriend from high school, who was my age, a few months ago fell down, couldn't get up, and did in fact die in the hospital. Her name was Ruth, and she was a cat lover. Okay, I think it's time to finish this session, and we will now upload. SoniaSokolow@gmail.com is a more direct way to communicate with me or make a comment on this Urban Alpaca Girl Show.